And there were two. Time to kick off the NBA Finals here on EA Sports. Game one just about set to go. From Spectrum Center in Uptown Charlotte, tonight, the Charlotte Hornets taking on the Utah Jazz. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, we look at the Hornets coming in. They have got to get home court advantage, and they'll need it in what's going to be a tight 5-game series.
And I'll tell you, these 5 games really make each game take on a greater importance than the 7-game series we're used to.
Mitchell? Yes, give the advantage to the shooter.
For average shooters, that's not a great shot. But for a great shooter, that's a good look.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Free throw up and good. 3-point play, and we're tied up at 3. Mitchell with it up top. Just getting going here in game one. Gobert to Porter. Five to shoot for Utah. Cash is in. Someone has to get into a zip code.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
And count the basket inside.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
It's Jazz ball. Mitchell. He made his first effort, but not that time.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Mitchell with the basketball. Down 2. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
One of the best kept secrets in the game. Utilizing a head fake. Get the defender in the air. Crack into him. Don't give the refs any excuse not to call foul. I put that one on you. You went up a little bit lazy.
Short jumper misses. Cruises inside for 2.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Got a piece of it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
To Porter. And he finishes at the rim.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
Now a timeout from the Hornets coach as he'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. Gets a shot up off the mark.
Woo! I like that intensity on that play. That's how you...
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
That's a good run right here to end the first quarter to open up that lead. If you're the coach of this team, you have to like the effort your guys are giving.
Down low for Gobert.
He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Stuffs it down with authority.
That's how you punctuate a good first quarter. 3 more left to go, but you set the momentum for the second.
And he's going to the line to shoot.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Deep three at the buzzer. We've reached the end of the first quarter here in Game 1, and we're back after this. You're tuned into the NBA Finals on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you. Oh, with the foul, and a chance coming up at the line.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
First free throw is good. Two for two on that trip. Here comes the screen. Mitchell. Not that time. He misses.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Rocking the rim. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Gets it in the left corner. Porter. Here comes the screen. Mitchell. He was all over him. Took it down the lane, but it's no good. Rudy Gobert pins it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Porter to Gobert. A drive down the lane, but the shot stays out. Turns and slams it down.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Otto Porter, that's 3 now on 4 shots. A shot at the buzzer, knocks it down from mid-range. Long heave from 3/4 court. It's halftime here in Game 1. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando.
Fellas, back to you.
Hornets right now in possession. Just not going down.
They've been getting open looks, makeable shots that just can't find their way in, but it makes these next few offensive possessions down the stretch even more important.
Stuffs it down with authority.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
To Porter. Here comes the screen. Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Donovan Mitchell at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 80% at the line. And hits the first free throw.
Good shot. Good shot.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. And the finish, slam dunk.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Porter. Not that time. Count it.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Donovan Mitchell with the rock. To Porter, trying to cash in. Otto Porter looking good, 4 for 5.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
To Rozier. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on a defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
The free throw good. Cashes in on the three-point play. The lead now stands at 10. To Gobert. For 3. That one off the mark. It's no good. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Finishes strong. Jay, I'm surprised he had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
Slam dunk. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Ah, the monster stuff.
I know there's that old saying that says 1 man can't beat 5, but we're watching 1 man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
And abuses the rim with the slam.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
And a throwdown.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Finishing inside the paint on that one. That ends the third quarter. It's been all Hornets. It's Utah basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
The Jazz with 4 on the shot clock. That's no good. Shot from the lane won't go.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
To Gobert. Rudy Gobert. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
There's some players out there that like the... We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable. And almost the physicality of the game centers him and puts him right on balance every time.
The feed stolen away. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw's good. Add 1 more to the total. This game feels out of reach. To Porter. Oh, emphatic slam.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
He throws it down. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
To Porter. Fires the 3. And the rebound taken in by Giles.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, whoop, that's a scary thing to watch.
Oh, had him going there for a second. Gets a look. Can't hit. The follow won't go either. Stuffs it down with authority.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Misses the first. Misses the second as well. Throws it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Mitchell with it up top. His guy's down big. Has a chance. Shot for Mitchell won't go.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space.
Stuffs it down with authority.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you head home.
Mitchell with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. And Otto Porter, no one in his zip code, knocks down the three.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. He might not make many friends on the other side with that three.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock as your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat him by 50, beat him by 50. If you want to beat him by 100, keep shooting more threes.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Hornets were merciless in this game. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored. For the Charlotte Hornets,
Player of the game.
when you see these highlights, it's easy to see how this guy earned the award. His impact on the game wasn't lost on anyone.